we're back. I told you it would be fast. I just had to tag the video and post the live from before, and now we're back. So we're gonna be talking about The Last Resort that aired last night, and I got my notes. Last time we were here, my internet on my note phone wasn't working, but it's working. So we're about to do this. So hi, welcome back, Aunt Sandy. Hey, Judy. Judy's here. Judy's on time today. Hey, Judy. DeeDee. Hi, Judy. Wait, did I miss someone? TJ. And Judith. Judith. Hi, Judith. Hello, everyone. Hi.
Long time.
DeeDee, I accepted you and you're not here. I think DeeDee. DeeDee, what are you doing?
Get your booty here, DeeDee.
There you are. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm telling you, my phone is acting crazy. Instagram don't want to see me on here tonight.
I don't think that it's you, because Maka says that it keeps cutting her off and she has to keep rejoining. I don't think it's you. I don't think it's your phone. I think it's Instagram.
Instagram
Somebody
gets
said
stuff
that
together.
the other day.
Delayed.
What happened?
You're delayed. Is he?
How bad? Is it bad?
Yeah.
All right, so we might have to end it and come back.
Oh, now you're okay.
Is it good?
Okay.
Is it
Now
good?
you're good.
DeeDee, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're fine on my end.
Okay.
Is he delayed on your end?
It's good now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I think it's Instagram. I honestly do, because somebody, Maka told me the other day, she was like, I was trying to watch her live for like 20 minutes and just kept kicking her out of the live, back and forth, back and forth. Judy, Boys to Men show last night was amazing. I'm just gonna say
We're
that.
not.
You know what? I am so mad at you. You did not call me and tell me to go meet you. You know what? I thought we were best friends. I thought we were down like 4 flat tires.
Wait, did you not know? Because me and Kim were supposed to go together, but something happened and she didn't come down. But
No.
I didn't tell you.
You didn't.
I'm sorry. That was
It's
my
fine.
fault. They were here for 4 days, by the way, too. It was for 4 days. I made it to the last show because I had all this crap going on. But they were here for 4 days.
DeeDee and I were crying about it together. It's
I'm
fine.
sorry. Well, they come here every year, so the next show, and I get front row at every show, so the next show we will all be there. I promise. We will be there.
Keep shoving it in our face, George. Okay, just keep doing that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I didn't realize I didn't tell anyone. Okay, so The Last Resort aired, and the beginning of the show was Ed popping some Viagra and Liz saying that she just finished using the bathroom number 2. Like, they really know how to get a bad taste in your mouth right at the beginning. So you know, like, it's only going to go downhill. And I kind of appreciate that. Like, they're like, hey, just in case you were eating, cut that shit out. Because it's only going to go downhill from here. Don't even try it.
Literally.
We are definitely going to get you. So put that food down. We are going to make you throw up. Like, chill the hell out and watch this. This episode was a lot. Like, Jovi and Yara talking about their trust issues in the bedroom, and Jovi didn't realize that women need to be turned on too. He wasn't aware, because Yara's like, well, I would like to have like a massage, or I would like to be, she wants to be turned on too. She's not just an object. And Jovi is just like beer, pizza, and blowjobs. He thought that was the trifecta. And it's crazy to me because they probably the only couple that actually like each other on the show, but they have so many issues because we still haven't watched them discuss the fact that he has strippers' phone numbers that he texts still. So I'm still waiting on that, because I feel like that's something that they need to work on, because if they're married and they have a child and he's trying to get another baby out of her, he's got to stop texting strippers.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't even think that was something you have to tell your husband, but apparently in this situation, somebody needs to tell him that you can't have random strippers' numbers in your phones.
Especially ones you've slept with.
Right. Went on trips with and slept with. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to text her so we can go watch her strip. And I'm like, thinking like out loud. Because even Ed was like, look, he told Liz, he's like, look, they're about to go see some strippers. And he's like, I'm not going to get in trouble. Like, something is bad when Big Ed is taking the high road in the situation, because Big Ed doesn't know shit about taking the high road. Even Big Ed was like, this is something that I don't even want to get involved with. Right? Like,
Why would you even want to invite Big Ed? You already know that he's a little, what's the word I can use.
Ed.
He's an Ed. Yeah, he's an Ed.
Yeah, he's an Ed. That's not what I want to say, but okay, he's an Ed. I mean, he's gonna go and tell Liz everything, and then what is Liz gonna do? She's gonna run and she's gonna tell everybody else.
Yep.
Well,
They like to keep stuff stirred up.
What was interesting to me was Liz's comment when she said, "I'm really mad, but I'm not mad at you." So, like, why would Liz be angry at the other guys? That doesn't really involve them.
Because she said that by the other guys telling Ed not to say something to her, Ed in turn had to say something to her, which means if the guys go out and she doesn't say anything to the other women, she's betraying the women.
Oh, so now she's mad because now she has to go and be.
Now she's in a position she didn't want to be.
Now, yeah, so she's basically got a snitch too.
Yeah.
Because the women will be like, oh, well, you knew that they were going to see these strippers and eat it. Oh, I understand. Because I was like, she can't be mad at Ed. Ed did the right thing.
Right.
See, it's good to have a female perspective because in my mind, I was like, why are you mad? Everything worked out for you. But I didn't realize her not saying anything is going to put her on the bad side of everybody else because they're going to look at it as you knew that my husband was at a strip club with a bunch of naked people and you didn't tell me. Now I understand.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So
I don't even know what to say about them two. I really don't. I don't even know.
So
they're a boring subject.
Colini sat in on the therapy. So sidebar, who was watching the kids? Because Colini was there anyway. So somebody was obviously watching the kids.
Kalani's man's there.
Okay.
Man's there. Kalani's man's been there for a while. Okay.
But
all right.
Lo was there also.
Yeah, but
so
Kalani's new man's been there for a while. So.
Okay, because I was like, who's watching the kids now? Because in the beginning, they were like, the only reason why Kalani is here is because Kalani is watching the kids. Then Kalani, Asuelo, and Kalani are all together. And I'm like, so the kids watching themselves now? I'm like, who's watching the kids now? Like, this doesn't make sense to me.
The kids had to be with Grandpa. There was no way she was leaving him with the new boyfriend.
I would hope not. Wait, I thought Kalani was married.
Well, she was engaged last I heard. I don't know if she got married.
She never got married. Okay, I got you. So what do we feel about 10 to 12 times? This is what Kalani said that Asuela was cheating. But I want to break down the instances because she said something last night, which was interesting. She said he was meeting women online and then buying their nudes. So is she referring to like he was going on like OnlyFans accounts? Because that's not cheating. Or let's dig into that. Is that cheating? Because I didn't think it was. Yeah. So it is cheating.
Cheating.
Even though those women probably don't want to be with him, they're just trying to make money.
Absolutely.
Why that's cheating.
Why do you need to buy someone else's pictures, first of all? Second of all, you're taking money from us as a family. So
True.
That's just as bad as going to the strip club, in my opinion. You're spending money that is ours for our children to raise our children. You're buying pictures. So why do you need pictures of somebody else? Why? You got
what I didn't understand, if he wanted to look at those pictures, there's websites where you can look at things for free.
So what I'm understanding, I mean, I could be very wrong, but if it's from OnlyFans, there's certain pictures of certain people that you can only get by subscribing to those people.
That's true. That's accurate. So wait, do you think that this was like other 90-day cast members? Because other 90-day cast members are on the show.
That's kind of what I'm feeling. Because if you just went on Pornhub or whatever, it's all free.
Right.
But if you wanted to see Darcy and Stacy, you're not getting Darcy and Stacy without subscribing to their OnlyFans, right? So I think that's where all of the hardship is. I mean, I'm not saying it was Darcy and Stacy by any means. That's just an example.
Right.
But I think that's why there's so much tension there. He's still wrong.
Another thing Kalani said was the girl with the mouth thing happened in Samoa. Did you catch that? The person that we thought it wasn't that person, I guess.
Catch that. I heard her say it started in Samoa and then he came here and he continuously cheated, and then the mouth thing. I heard the mouth thing afterwards, after he got from America.
I heard it before. I heard it.
At the end, or from Samoa. We already know who it is. So,
Well,
I mean, just saying.
I thought we did, but she said, she was like, he went,
They
because
probably
I think
paid her not to say something. They probably paid her some extra money not to say something.
Yeah, I heard it as it started in Samoa, and then when he got here, it was all just buying pictures and just chatting with women until the yeast issue. The yeasty mouth, the crusty mouth, the whatever.
That's freaking nasty.
Yeah, that was, so she said 10 to 12 times, but we're talking like pictures, we're talking actual cheating, like there's different instances. And apparently Colini knew about it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And because Colini has always had a really nasty attitude towards Asuelo. Yeah. Like she can't be in the same room with them. And a lot of people thought it was just, sisters hating their sister's boyfriend or husband, or it's not just that. She was the one that had to listen to her sister cry and go through all of those issues and then forgive him. Because I always have said this, when you have issues in your relationship, the last thing you want to do is involve really close friends or family, because if you ever decide to forgive that person, your best friend or your sister or your family, they're never going to forgive that person for what you did. Like, for what they did to you, they're never going to forgive you. They're going to be so pissed at what they did to you, they're never going to forget. So when you go to Thanksgiving dinner, your relationship is perfect. Everything is good. He's not cheating anymore. He's not yelling, screaming, whatever he was doing. Y'all are sitting there, and the person that you told about it is sitting across the table glaring at him because they don't care that you forgave him. They're still pissed off that they even had the audacity to do it in the first place. So I was like, you can't involve, but I hate saying that because I don't want people to misconstrue it to the point where you can't like reach out for help. You can reach out for help if you're in danger, if you're not safe, you can. But if you think that you might forgive the person and the relationship is going to continue, that person is always going to have that perception in their mind that they were screaming at you, yelling, abusive, cheating. It never goes away. Yeah. So I always tell people, be careful who you talk to. Like, if you can talk to a marriage counselor or somebody who is paid to keep it between you, that's a better way to go until you decide if you want to end the relationship or the marriage. Because this happened with very close friends of ours, and her husband was doing a lot of crazy stuff, and she was telling us everything. And then one day for a holiday, her and her husband and their kids are sitting at our house eating, and we're all looking like, I can't believe this fool is sitting in our house after all of the stuff that he did. She forgave him. We didn't. We still were like, I can't believe this man is in my house after all the stuff that he did to her. That was our family. We're like, this is family. We're never going to forgive you. We don't love you. We don't even like you. Like, we're never going to forgive you. So I felt like Colini was holding a lot in, and that's a lot to ask of someone, to remain quiet and try to remain cordial, knowing all of the stuff that's going on. And I feel like that was a lot to put on her shoulders as a sister. It wasn't fair to her.
I agree.
I mean, was it really that bad? I mean, she did. I mean, they have two beautiful little boys, but it must not have been too bad if you keep giving him children. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, because she said it happened before he got here. So that means before the 90 days started, he was cheating. And then when she was pregnant, he was cheating. Then after she had the baby, she got pregnant again. He was cheating. I mean, I hate to be like, hey, blaming anyone or whatever, but it's like men, and it goes both ways, women too, people behave in the way that they're allowed to behave. So if you put your foot down and you say, I will not tolerate this behavior, you mean it, they won't behave in that way. So I think, and also, sidebar, she said something about, in his culture, cheating isn't that serious. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Is this like a thing? Is it, because remember when we were watching The Family Chantel, and Pedro's mom made it seem like being with a man that was already married and having kids with a man that was already married, it wasn't that serious, it wasn't a big deal in that country. Do you believe that? Do you believe that men just go around and cheat on women in Samoa just to do it, and no one?
And also, what I picked up was I could be very wrong, but she made it sound like he didn't physically cheat on her until this yeasty girl. That it was all online, all chats, all pictures, all that. Nothing was physical until yeasty girl, because she more or less said yeasty girl is the one that broke me.
Yeah, I heard that too. But Suelo was like, I admit, everything that she said is true. Because he was like, I feel bad. Everything she said is true, and I wish that I didn't do it. And I'm thinking, you're admitting to everything.
Yeah.
I wanted them to like go into more detail, because I was like, how many physical situations were there? Because I don't like to put levels on cheating, but like in my mind when I was watching it, I was like, buying photos of a girl online is not the same as physically cheating with a girl, because those girls selling those photos probably want nothing to do with him in real life.
It's still cheating, it's just not as bad. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's just like your husband or wife texting another man. That's cheating.
But is OnlyFans texting the same, because you have to pay to have the ability to talk to that person? It doesn't matter.
Why is my spouse paying to talk to someone else?
Okay, yeah.
Cheating.
Yeah, when you say it out loud, you're right. There's no way to make it sound better, right? Because why would you? Because isn't that what Caesar was doing? He was paying, or no, maybe it was David Murphy. He was paying to text her. Yeah. And it was definitely for romantic intent. You're right.
That was David. Yeah. He was paying.
He didn't want to just say like, hi, how's the weather? You're right. There was way more. He was paying, and I want to say good money, like $10, $20, $30 a day or week, just to have the ability to text. Wait, how do I know what? Judy, what do you mean? No, I don't subscribe to anyone's OnlyFans, if that's what you're insinuating. I don't. I swear. I don't. But I do have followers that have sent me things from it, so I have physically seen some of the stuff. Yeah. But I haven't subscribed to anyone's. I feel like that's weird, especially because a lot of the cast members like I talk to in real life, I would feel really odd looking at their pictures and stuff. Like I feel like that's weird to me.
I agree.
So
I gotta rewatch it tonight. Not gonna lie.
I haven't seen nobody on 90 Day Fiance I would want to see anyway like that. So.
Tell me if when you watch it back, if you hear what I heard about the girl with the mouth thing being from Samoa. Tell me if I heard it right.
Why I'm going back to watch it.
Oh, so Pris Pick says, do we believe that Asuelo has a sex addiction? Or do we think that he just doesn't have self-control?
I think he's
what is
child. I think he's a barely post-pubescent child. I mean, that's how he acts. So it's like, ooh, boobies. I'll do whatever I have to do to see it.
Yeah, how he talks, how he acts. I mean, when he was playing with one of his little boys, I mean, he was acting like he was talking like a 2-year-old. Yeah. Like, and when he talks with Kalani, he talks like a 2-year-old.
I mean, I feel like if he had a sex addiction, there would be more physical cheating. Or maybe I don't know what a sex addiction looks like.
Nobody wants him.
Well, apparently everybody wants him, because she said 10 to 12 times, which I think is crazy. Like
that's why I'm saying I think it was 10 to 12 times of him chatting or buying pictures. I don't think it was 10 to 12 times physical, because she did say when this whole yeasty girl happened, that was the physical that broke her. So I have to go back and watch it just so I know that I heard it right, because I could be very wrong, but that's what I picked up from it. So I gotta see. I gotta watch it.
He was physically cheating in Samoa too.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch it too. Now y'all got me questioning myself.
Every time she gives us more information about it, it's even more confusing. Did you notice that? Like she was vague at first, and then when she starts to give us more information, it's even more confusing than we were before. Like
I think she'd be making stuff up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that too, and then when he said in therapy, he's like, I did all of that. I admit to all that. And I was like, don't admit to all of it, because some of it sounds like she might have made it up. Like, don't admit to all the. If you didn't do it, say you didn't do it. Don't take responsibility for everything.
They paid him to say that he did all that.
Yeah.
They won't let TLC money.
That's true.
Yep.
They're gonna say anything. Whatever TLC tells them, that's what they're gonna say.
Yep.
Well, Donna said that would have been 10 to 12 ass whoopings. I mean, I feel like
been more than that for me because I wouldn't have stopped after round 1.
Well, 10 to 12 is a lot. Like, after like the first couple times, you would just have to like leave, right? Like, that was my question though, because I was like, I
give
don't.
nobody chances. You cheat on me, that's it. Because once a cheater, always a cheater.
I'd be in jail.
Well, I was thinking that because I was like, because she was crying and she's like, I can't believe I let somebody do this to me so many times. And I was thinking, I don't know what position she was in mentally to let someone do that, but she had the support around her. She had her sister, she has her parents, she has her family, she had support. She could have left him if she really wanted to. He was living with her. Like, he didn't have anywhere to go. If she wanted to remove him, she could have removed him from her life, and she didn't. So I definitely have questions, you know, about why she held on for so long. And I get that it was the first guy she was ever with or whatever, but that don't mean he's supposed to be in your life.
Right.
Like,
so was he? Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't believe that Kalani was a virgin?
No.
Really?
No.
Though, okay, so in my opinion, I would have thought that Asuelo was the virgin in the relationship. So it's funny how I was wrong, because when she said that he was so active and she was the virgin, I was like, well, man, I misjudged this whole situation. I assumed that this would have been his first time with a woman when he met her. That would have been my first assumption. Because so when I hear the stories of him being so active and cheating and so like promiscuous, it bounces off my ears almost like I don't know how to see it. You know when somebody tells you someone does something, you try to visualize them doing it? I can't visualize him cheating like that.
I just can't fathom that more than one female is attracted to him. I mean, that sounds horrible, but there is nothing attractive about him. That, like, he's such a child. I mean, such a child. You would have, like, your brain would have to be in a totally different place to find him attractive.
There's a lot of women who are attracted to immature men, like men who play video games, men who haven't matured. There is a lot, because I've been watching the show, lots of different shows, and I see a lot of women who are smart, educated, good jobs, and they end up with some dude who doesn't have.
I'm not disagreeing on that. What I'm saying is the way he talks is literally like a toddler.
Yeah.
It's a toddler. So even if he says, "Ooh, come here, baby," in his weird ass freaking way he talks, none of that could be like, "Oh my God, he's so hot." Like, serious.
Yeah, there's nothing about him that would even make me turn my head to look again.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be like, pass.
I agree with you. So when I heard her story, I was, Pris Pick says the tequila says Asuelo is sexy. He has that tongue. Remember when we were watching the other episode? It was the tongue. Maybe it is that.
And that
maybe the
wasn't even a little sexy. I don't care how drunk I was. I wouldn't have found that sexy. I wouldn't have even found that. I would have. That is what would have made me throw up.
I would have threw up in his face.
Yep.
Like, seriously.
Well,
come on.
Apparently, somebody wanted him, because I mean, Kalani is making us believe that somebody wanted him. It's hard for me to believe too, because like I told you, I misjudged the whole thing. I thought that he was the virgin and she wasn't. I don't want to say that she's like promiscuous, but I just figured he was the virgin just because of how new he is to everything. Like the things that he said in the sex education class, he's just so new to the idea of sex, right?
I mean, is he new to the idea of sex, or is he just immature?
True. That's true too. That's true. Being immature is equal to that. Not understanding, like the saliva comment, like not understanding anything. That's a form of immaturity. You're right, because young people don't know that there are products you can buy or whatever, because they're not old enough to buy it. And if they tried to buy it, they wouldn't sell it to them at the store. You know, so they wouldn't know that. Right. So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I don't know. He's just icky. That's all I know.
So let's talk about Angela's bathing suit the American flag bathing suit. What did we think of her bathing suit? Did we think that it was... Michael hated it. Well, he loved it, but also hated it for her in public.
So did
What would you feel if you saw Angela wearing this in public?
America hated it too.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
All I seen all over social media was the American flag has never been so disrespected.
Yep.
I thought that it was a nice bathing suit as a piece of clothing.
On someone else.
See, even when I try to say something nice, you won't let me.
I can't.
It's just,
I can't.
it wasn't her best look, right? It wasn't her best look. But Michael said something interesting. He said that she needs to cover herself up. So
yeah,
as a husband, see, I can't even get it out. As a husband, do you feel like he has the right to tell her how to dress?
No.
A typical man telling a woman how to dress? No.
Right.
But anyone asking Angela to cover that shit up? Yes.
See, that's what, okay, because at first I was like, well, see, he's trying to tell her how to dress and what to do with her body. You know, in America, we don't particularly like it when men tell women what to do and what to wear and things like that. But
unless the woman is more manly than the man that's telling her that.
Okay.
I got nothing. I have nothing nice going here.
I was fishing, and you know what? I came back empty-handed with
what was the swimming suit with all the freaking tie arounds that made her look like an inchworm? I mean, that was horrific. It was like a caterpillar exploding. It was horrible.
So, what did we think of Angela's braids in her hair? Did we
what
like
the hell was that?
I don't know, right? Is it wrong that I assumed that? Because I was like, okay, so they're on like vacation, so somebody physically there would have had to do that for her. Is it wrong that I assumed it was either Liz or Molly?
That's so funny. No, that's
who did you think did the braids for her?
Well, I saw all the hair pieces laid out, so
I thought maybe maybe they have somebody down there that does them.
I just assumed like it was like a girls' night and somebody braided her hair, and I was like, it was probably
Did you
Liz
see
or
all
Molly.
the hair pieces?
Oh, so you think that's like a clip-on type situation?
Clip-on.
Oh, see.
They showed her clip it in.
Yeah,
because
she flipped her head. Like rubbing, like how you say it, like yeah.
That went over my head. I didn't even. Okay, so this isn't even a real thing. Those were not real.
5 hair pieces all laid out. One's curly, one's straight, one's a pony. Yeah, it was.
See, I rocked the ball head. So see, I didn't even know you could just buy stuff to snap. That's crazy, women. Yeah. So what be taking women so long to get ready if they just kind of snapping it? That's another conversation. But I liked the braids on her. I thought it fit her personality, right? I felt like the braids fit her personality. I think because it made her look a little aggressive, and I feel like it fit her personality.
Okay. I'll let
you I'm just fishing. Okay. Am I just throwing out lines with you,
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it.
I'm not going to get one compliment out of you tonight.
I mean, good for you, George. That was way to think positive.
I mean, for Angela. Am I going to get any compliments out of you?
No, I was hoping that braid was going to hook on the door handle and it was going to trip her. All that shit.
Oh, my God. I can't.
I mean, I can't. I have nothing nice. I've got nothing.
I see that. I was just throwing out
lines.
I'm
surprised she wasn't trying to French kiss somebody.
Yeah.
Angela?
Every time she gets in an argument with someone, she's like right there. Like she's practically French kissing them.
She wasn't arguing with nobody this week. She actually was behaving.
She also is on this date with Michael. Oh, you brought me roses. And then has to stand up, shake her nasty ass, and then go, oh, the waiter can't, he almost broke his neck trying to look at me. Not because he thinks you're hot, lady, because he thinks you're freaking absurd. That's why he almost broke his neck. Like, is this bitch for real? That's what he's thinking. Gosh. I can't. I got nothing.
Nothing at all. I see that.
Red dress might have been nice on someone else. It was an okay dress. There you go. That's it. That's what you're getting. I can't.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. Jude, okay, these comments are even meaner. So I think we're going to move on. We're gonna move on. So, okay, so Kelly and Molly had a therapy session, and they finally admitted to each other that the relationship had taken its course. And I mean, we had noticed that probably from the beginning when they first got there, and Molly was sitting on one side and Kelly sitting all the way over there. I think we all knew where this was going, but they finally admitted it out loud. And what happened was Molly went to Kelly's room to apologize. And some people on Twitter thought that she was doing damage control because they said that she might have realized how mean she came across up until that point, and she didn't want him to leave without apologizing because it wouldn't, hey Gigi, it wouldn't look very good. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that when she went to his room when he was packing to apologize and walk him out, do you think that that was genuine, or do you think she was like, well, this will be the last interaction I have with him, I can make an apology out of this situation? Like, how do you guys feel?
Nothing about her was genuine.
So you think when she went to the room, she made sure the cameras were there? Because she could have easily went to the room and apologized or whatever without anyone there.
100%.
Okay.
She is fake all the way. She was there for the free vacation. That is that. She treated Kelly like shit through this entire thing.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning that I was on the fence about her when it started. Dude, I've been pushed so far off that fence. I lost all respect for her. All respect. I am Team Kelly 150%.
DeeDee, how you feel?
I don't know. I mean, the way I was watching it, she did look sincere. The way I was watching it, she was looking sincere. And I was hoping, fingers crossed, that since she did go to the room, that they would actually try to talk it out, try to get back together or something. You know, Molly and Kelly was one of my favorite couples.
Me too.
I mean, I was so happy when Molly finally, you know, because she looked so happy. You know, he looked happy. So my feelings about the whole situation is like, I don't know, because I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I was rooting for them so much.
I agree.
And I was hoping that when she walked to the room, I was hoping they would be like, you know what? Even if we don't get back together, let's at least work on a friendship and then see if it can grow back into something else. I was so hoping they'd come up with that or say something like that, you know?
I was hoping.
I'm disappointed. Molly and Kelly was one of my favorite ones.
I was hoping for a little bit of genuity there, but she didn't even, she did her, oh, there's the camera, let me get an ugly cry face. Not a tear, not a nothing. No, there was no emotion. It was a fake tone of voice. It was fake body language. It was, everything about it was fake. Fake cry, fake tears, fake. It was so fake. And Kelly still, through the whole thing, he still handled it with grace and integrity. He was sad, he was heartbroken, and he just bowed his head and walked out. That was that.
So Molly said that Kelly never had her back, and she never felt that he would fully adapt to living in Georgia. How do you feel about that statement? Because she was like, he said when he was going to come there, they were going to look at houses and they were going to do all these things and they were going to go on all these trips. And then when he got there, she felt like he tricked her. Like, that was something that she said. Do you feel like that's the truth? Do you feel like they were supposed to? Because Molly has a house. So when I heard that, I was like, why would they go and buy another house when she has a house? You would just cohabitate, right?
Right. So
Brisk Fix says, don't blame Georgia. Okay, I'm not going to blame Georgia.
So I took it like, I don't know. She said, she kind of put her foot in her mouth, in my opinion, because she said, you start sending me pictures of expensive houses and expensive rings, expensive jewelry, and then you show up and I get nothing. Like, so is that what you wanted him there for? And then she said, you know, I'm the boss of my business. I'm going to get it, blah, blah, blah. And you show up and you're like, well, it's not my fault. That's the career path you chose. So maybe he did want to travel and she said, I can't because I'm running my business.
Right.
Maybe he did offer this and did offer that, but she's a boss. So I feel like she wanted more gifts. I don't want to say she's a gold digger, but I feel like she was thinking she's getting this retired cop that's going to come and give her all this stuff. And instead, he came, he set up a life for himself, still trying to be in a relationship with her, but we all see where that went. But even the therapist said they both sacrificed so much for each other. What did Molly sacrifice? Tell me what she sacrificed. Not a damn thing.
Well, they didn't live together, so she wasn't taking care of him. I mean, I guess in actuality, her life probably remained pretty close to being the same.
Exactly.
Because he moved to her.
He moved to her.
She was working her job, her business. I mean, if anything, his life is the one that changed completely because he left his job and he left the state that he's from.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hate when people do the compromise off contest because I feel like that's the most negative thing you can do in a relationship where you're like, well, I sacrifice most. I sacrifice most. Relationships aren't about who did the most work or who gave up the most, because I think Kenny and Armando are going through that too, where they're just like, oh, well, I moved to Mexico for you, or I did this. And he's like, well, you should give me a baby. And it's like they're trying to compromise off each other. And it's like, that's so unhealthy.
Yeah.
Because you should have done it for love. If you didn't do it because you were in love with that person, you didn't do it for the right reason. So you should never do it and say, well, I did this for you. Now you need to do this for me. I think that that's not love. I think that that's, what's the word? You scratch your back, I scratch yours. You know, like it's looking for a favor. And I feel like love doesn't do favors for people. There's people who have moved to other countries permanently because they love somebody. There's people who left their family's money to be with somebody because they love them. Like, those are real compromises. And they didn't ask for anything in return.
Yeah.
They just wanted to be with the person that they wanted to be with. So saying like, oh, well, I wanted a big expensive house. Doesn't she live in a big expensive house already? I've seen it on TV. Yeah. It's big and very expensive and nice. So it's like, I don't know what she was expecting. Like you said, maybe she was expecting to be showered with gifts, because we know her first marriage with her marriage with Louise, he wasn't showering her with no gifts.
Right.
So like maybe she was looking for something contrast to what she had before.
But she's made a lot of different comments, like through all of this whole season so far. She's, I had my hysterectomy. He didn't bring me flowers. He didn't bring me a card. He didn't get me a house. He didn't take me traveling. He didn't. Did he help you financially? No. And that's what it's all about for her. For him, he's just like, I loved you. I mean, and that wasn't enough.
Love, I think maybe her love language is material things.
Yeah.
And I think maybe in her relationships, the more someone did for you, she believed that was the more that they loved her.
Yeah.
And those things that the people did maybe in those past relationships were financial. Because you can have $0 in your pocket and do something for someone, and it would mean the world to them. Like for instance, if they're having surgery and you went to the hospital and sat by their side for hours and hours and hours, that is way more than paying somebody's mortgage payment. They're going to remember that for a really long time. You don't have to have $1 to do something to be there for someone.
If she wasn't in this for the free vacation, why didn't she pack her shit and go at the same time? There's now no reason for her to still be there.
That's a good point. Because it's couples therapy where you are working together with the person you are supposed to be working things out with, and he's gone. She went back out to the beach to go lay out by the pool and didn't pack anything. That's a really good point. Because what exactly would you do there with no mate? With no work on anything with?
Nothing. She just said, can I walk you out? Like, I'm walking you out of my house.
This was crazy. I mean, we were hoping to get more information on it, but I guess with all the legal stuff, because there was like legal stuff involved with her daughter and Cynthia, apparently a lot of stuff we're not going to be able to hear.
Right.
and see, because they had to watch what they could say.
Yeah.
You know, because of that. So I feel like we're not going to get the full story, and it's probably going to be like months after this airs, because I know they're going to be under an NDA for a while before anybody can just say what they want to say. Nobody can say their piece, because it's either legally they can't because of a lawsuit, or they can't because of an NDA. They can't just tell us what really happened. So we're just going to be waiting around until somebody has the freedom to really tell us why their relationship fell apart and why it got so bad. Because what we've seen and heard, I don't understand why they didn't work out.
Right.
I don't have enough information to determine if Kelly's a bad person, if Molly's a bad person. I don't know what happened. I feel like I've gotten such small pieces of the story that it could go either way. Like, it's like you took a book and it was like 300 pages and you ripped out 2 pages randomly and gave me those 2 pages, and then there's 298 pages of stuff I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I don't know. My opinion's formed, and I don't think that there's any way that it's going to waver now.
Really? I mean, I feel like what we've seen has painted a bad picture for one of the people.
Yeah.
For one of the people, it's like a horrid picture of like morals, integrity, feelings. Like, it's made one person look terrible. And it's like, I always know that there's more than one side to every story. And I know if we could know more of it, it would be more understanding. It's like, context is important. You know, sometimes we hear what the outcome, sometimes the context is missing. So I don't know, like, because sometimes somebody might say something. It happens a lot on viral videos. They start recording after what happened, and then you see one person acting a complete fool, and you don't know what sparked it. So it's like, I hate to think that I know the whole story by seeing the result and not the conflict, because you can say something terrible to someone and make someone react and say and do horrible things, and then pretend like you didn't say it, and then no one knows what happened to actually bring that result, that end result. So I try to keep an open mind, because I've seen, you know, I've been in a Walmart before. We've all seen it, and somebody said something to someone, and we see some people yelling back and forth. We don't know what the initial conversation was, but we know that somebody's about to smack somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Like, we know that.
Well, we know how TLC is too. Like on the tell-all, we all know how Amanda, how she was freaking psycho, how she was treating Razvan, but in the tell-all, they made it look like she was the angel and he was the bad person.
And he was using her for a green card.
Exactly.
When he,
so, and this happens all the time
going,
all the time with 90 Day Fiance. I mean,
he was
nobody really knows the truth unless, you know, unless you've talked to them, like sat down and really talked to them. Nobody knows the truth about what really happened, what happened behind closed doors.
See, and I tried to go in with an open mind on this last resort with Molly and Kelly, knowing what I knew prior and just trying to shut that out. Now that I go into it with an open mind and shutting that out, everything I knew prior is just now confirmed. So I still don't feel any different.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've seen them together before, like in real life together, and
I still don't feel any different.
I mean, they weren't acting. They were legit in love. I mean, you could tell. You know what I'm saying?
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I never doubted that. Where my doubt, I mean, they were in love, and I love that for them, and they were my favorites. But I know what I knew when the last resort started, and I tried to shut that out and go in with an open mind to watch them work on it. Even though I know they didn't work out in the end, I knew that ahead of time. But I just wanted to see them work on it. And I saw Kelly work on it. I did not see that from Molly. Not even a little bit.
Well, I think when she arrived, it was already over.
Absolutely.
She had no intention. It's weird, because the first thing I said was, if I was her, there's no way I would have signed up for this show and let this picture of me be painted to the world. That was the first thing I thought, because I was like, people are looking at you in such a negative light. Why would you agree to put yourself on TV and let people see you this way, because I didn't see her this way until the show aired. So I was like, the fact that you signed up knowing how this would look was really shocking for me, because I was like, if somebody came to me and said, hey, you could be on a TV show, it pays so and so amount of money, but we're gonna make it seem like you're a complete douchebag who lies and cheats and you verbally abuse people, I'll be like, I don't want to do that, because I don't want people to think that I would do that to anyone in real life. Like, I would just say, no, it's not worth it to me for people to have that opinion of me if it's not true, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like I said, just at the end, she didn't even leave. So that said a lot about her right there.
Well, yeah, and it's funny, the show didn't ask her to leave, too, because in actuality, when he got in the car, there should have been a car waiting for her, too.
Absolutely.
So the fact that the show didn't ask her to leave as well means that the show is in on it, right? The show knows what's going on, too. They knew that this relationship was probably over before they started filming, too. They knew what was going on, too.
We also know that Molly and Kelly were only brought in because Colt and Larissa couldn't. So, or Colt
Colt and Vanessa. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. They had started filming, and then he got hurt, broke his leg, and all of this, and then they were brought in last minute.
Yes.
So that might have something to do with it, too, because, you know, when Chantel and Pedro, their last season, season 4, they had already broken up and moved out, and then when they went to film the new season, they made it look like they were still together to break up again on the show. Like, maybe this was the same route. They were like, hey, y'all literally just broke up. It's still fresh. Do you want to re-break up for the show? Because we need someone. You know, it's very possible. They were like... Possible.
I don't know. I've formed my opinion, and I don't think it can be changed at this point.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of episodes left, because after this is over, I think November 6th is when the Family Chantel premieres on Monday. So we have up until the, what's the last day of this month? The 31st, I think?
Yeah.
Will be the last episode of The Last Resort. And people are going to leave together or separate.
And as much as I don't want to see any more of them, I'm a little sad that there's not going to be some kind of a tell-all.
For The Last Resort?
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think the tell-all would do? Because we know what's up with Kalani and Asuelo.
I just want to see the couples on there give their point of view of the other couples since they were there.
Oh, okay. So not like talk about your own situation.
No,
just give your...
Yeah. I want to hear Jovi and Yara tell me about all the other couples. I want to hear Molly and Kelly tell me about all the other couples. I just want to hear it from people that were actually there.
Okay, I like that. And then technically they don't all have to be together. They could film these all separately and then just piece it together. So yeah, technically they could kind of do it kind of like what they do with Diaries. Right. They could film it at home and then they could piece it all together and then we would watch it. And then each person would give their opinion. That way it's easier to give your opinion when the person isn't sitting across from you. Right. Notice that. Like, the person that's sitting across from you, you're not going to absolutely say exactly how you feel. Yeah. Just in case, you know, Angela might lunge across the room and attack you. So, like, you can't always say exactly how you feel, but if you were filming it at home, you could say how you feel, and then you don't have to worry about any repercussions physically and in person, you know, of them being mad. But I would love to see... Yeah, like you said, their opinions on the couples and if they made any progress and if they thought that they were being honest or truthful. I would love to hear that. Or
even if we didn't have like a tell-all per se, just at the end, there needs to be some kind of closure. Like, where are these couples today? Are Angela and Michael divorced? Are Kalani and Asuelu divorced? Are Molly and Kelly completely separated? Even though we know, just like from their mouth, say, because we know Angela's not coming back. But leading up to this point, if we didn't know, they're kind of leading it up like Angela and Michael are better than ever. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe we can get them to come on the podcast with us.
Maybe. I mean, they're still not going to be able to say what we want to say because they're under an NDA. Yeah. So we're not going to get
even after they're filming, even after they're done.
They can't talk about anything like production wise or editing wise based on the NDA. Like, they can answer questions or they can comment on anything that aired on the show. Like, if we ask them something about filming or production or crew or editing, all of that's off limits.
Gotcha.
They can't talk about it. Like, there's years that I think it's like 2 years from the day it airs or something. It's like,
I see.
it's really hard to get a real story.
Yeah.
Or the truth. I don't want to say a story. You can get a story, but to get the truth, the actual truth of what happened is really difficult. The networks know how to cover themselves when it comes to that. And then after the time expires, people don't care anymore. So if you find out it was all fake, it's like 2 years out, you've moved on to something else. So it's not a big deal to you anymore.
That makes sense.
True.
Well, I'm glad it's over. I mean, it's not over yet.
It's not over
It will be.
yet. We still have like 3 weeks to go, right?
Yeah.
3 more weeks of the last resort, and we'll find out supposedly who leaves together and who leaves separately. And then we're gonna go straight into the family Chantel that season, and we're getting Scott again. Scott's back. So I'm kind of excited. I've been a big fan of the family Chantel from the beginning, and I'm kind of sad that it's ending.
Yeah.
But
I've watched every season too, so.
I know, right? I feel like I'm an honorary Everett. You know, I feel like I'm part of the family at this point. I'm not, but I feel like I am. So I'm kind of sad to see it end. But I heard that possibly we'll be seeing some people from that show dispersing into other things. That's all I can say. But that will be fun. So there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. So we don't have to say goodbye, to everyone.
Yep, that'll be good.
All right, guys, that's it for this one. This was the last resort. This aired last night, and tomorrow we're gonna post the Pop Culture Podcast. Make sure you listen to that. We're talking everything non-90 day. So anything going on in the news that got our attention or that we thought was interesting or didn't get a lot of play, we were talking about that. So that'll go up tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us. It's 10:56. Thanks for staying up late with us. Wait, I would love Chantel and Winter to do something similar to Darcy and Stacey. I agree. Like following the sisters and their dating lives, I agree. That is definitely something I will watch. Chantel and Winter, and because they kind of did that with Winter on a previous season where she was out dating different guys and finding. I would watch that. If anybody from TLC cares, we will watch that. We will want to see that. All right, guys, make sure you're following my co-hosts, Cara and DeeDee Castillo. They're tagging this video. Make sure you're following me at George Mossey, georgemossey.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, type in The George Mossey Show. Thanks for joining us tonight. Make sure that you're back with us on Sunday for OG 90 Day Fiancé, the new season. I know, season 10, the OGs. I'm really excited. The drama's there. I've been looking at the cast member profiles, and I've been looking, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding? So the drama's there. So make sure you get your snacks and your wine and meet us here on Sunday because we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Talk to you.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.